Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we are going to do another community spotlight. Yes, I'm aware that I missed a week, apologies for that. Last couple of weeks been really garbage health-wise, so it's been kind of difficult to not sound like a miserable old git. And if there's one thing I don't really want to sound like a miserable old git about, it's the community spotlight. Because you guys send me your stuff, and then I show it to everyone else, and I want to sound as enthusiastic as I am, and not sit there and be like, yeah, that's good, isn't it? I don't want any of that. So we're back to it. It's fine. For the moment, as I say, I'm going to still keep doing the ones that you guys sent earliest, and then I'll do one more after this one. So we'll be doing the ones that people sent like on the day today, and then we'll do the same next week. Although, luckily, there's a nice little theme for the ones for this week, which is a nice bit of conversion work going on, and a nice Emperor's Children army, which I'm really glad came up because it looks great, and let's be honest, Emperor's Children are the best. So we will do one more this week, and then another next week of the stuff that you guys sent on the day when I announced this series, and then from that point on, what we'll do is we will do like a themed thing. So you say you want to see Space Marines, or you want to see Xenos, or you want to see conversions, or you want to see, different kitbashes, particular painting styles, full armies, single models, stuff like that. We will open it up so that we can get a nice variety of stuff each week as we go. So yeah, for now, enjoy this community spotlight. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it fun and interesting, and gives you that little bit of motivation and enthusiasm that you need to see you through a quality weekend of hobbying. Okay, so first up we have a Herald of Slaanesh from Lily, and there are quite a few Heralds of Slaanesh, which I'm hoping we'll see more of. In fact, Lily said here's another one, so I'm going to have a dig round, because that implies there is one that's already waiting for me that I've somehow missed, but I will find it, because this is really cool. I really like this. So one of the things that they've done is they've actually sent along the bit of artwork that is kind of responsible for this. So this is the thing that inspired them to make this model. They've also included the parts list, which I really like. So the torso, arms and head are from Spite Revenants from the Sylvaneth range, and the bottom half and the bit on the arms are from the easy to build, I can't pronounce these, Murmorn Banshees? Probably? Nighthaunt. All the Nighthaunt stuff is so good, let's be honest. The eyes will be filled in, and the bottom half will be blended into the body. I'll probably do the same thing for the arms. So there's going to be a bit of green stuff work there to kind of bring it all together. I really like this. It's really nicely done. To be honest, even without the kind of the green stuff work to smooth things together, it still looks good. You still get a very clear idea of what you're looking at, and you can clearly see the inspiration behind it in that artwork. I really like that. That's a really nice Herald of Slaanesh. It's something different. It's kind of more otherworldly and less 100% horror. I mean, it is creepy as hell, don't get me wrong, but there's something very flowing and floaty about it, which I think is an aspect of especially Slaanesh that could be explored more. But yeah, I really like this. It's really well done. Okay, so next up we have Brewskis real-sized Ultramarines. He points out, kind of disliked the Primaris story and how they came to be, but he enjoys kit bashing and fulfilling his incredible love towards the Ultramarines. So I can see that. I can 100% see that. Nice list of parts used for these. So Forge World 30k Ultramarines helmets and shoulders, Forge World Red Scorpions Honor Guard kit, Ultramarine upgrade pack from Games Workshop, Terminator kit, fist, swords, badges, easy to build Reavers, Forge World Tartarus armor, power axes. Yeah, again, these are really nicely done. They still have, for me, this is like a perfect balance between the older style of Marine and the kind of sleek look of Primaris. The Primaris stuff undeniably looks kind of sleek and modern, especially compared to the old squatty Marines. There's a really nice mix of parts on here that kind of brings all the things I like from the older Marine ranges and the things I like about Primaris together. It's a really nice combination of parts. The kind of honor guard that's going on look really good. At the moment, Primaris don't really have a close combat unit, but these are like properly set up to just be compatible the second that happens. And again, this is something where there's a really nice kind of coherency of style and design. Everything fits together. There is a proper variety of different helmets, but everything fits, everything works. And the inclusion of parts from stuff like the easy to build kits, those kits are they are resources that should not be ignored. They're a lot less expensive than the big kits, and you can, with a bit more hacking and cutting, you can turn them into some really nice models, and you can also use those parts on other stuff. It might not be as convenient as the full kits, but you can see from the blue arms, like the Reaver parts on these guys, it was probably a little bit more awkward to get those parts off the original models and onto these, or off the original sprues and onto these, with them being the easy to build kit, but they're really effective and they work really, really well. It's worth doing. Those kits are properly worth looking at if you're going to start using, bits from other kits to just make stuff your own. They're a nice source of parts. They're a good resource. Yeah, I really like these. They look really, really good. There's something about the crests on the head. I never used to like the crests that you kind of traditionally associate with Ultramarines, but I really, really like them now, and I don't know when that changed. I think at some point I was just like, you know what, if you just embrace the whole kind of Roman thing, you can get into it. And I did, and I like it. Yeah, excellent work. Really excellent. Okay, now we have Mark, who has sent us quite a few different things, actually. The first thing is this Emperor's Children / Slaanesh Chaos Kitbash. I've been really meaning to get some, what are they called? The ones from Age of Sigmar, the snake bodies. I've been meaning to get some of those and create some of my own possessed, and this has just convinced me that I absolutely should do that. I really like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's the top half of a Havoc kit, with just a standard Chaos Marine backpack, and the bottom half of whatever those things are called. I should know this at this point, let's be honest, but I can't remember it. The little armor plates on the side, I'm not sure whether those come from the Age of Sigmar kit or whether that is a Custodes part, maybe, possibly, I'm not sure. Either way, the blending there, the meld between the snake lower half and the marine upper half is really well done. It's really well done. Pretty much seamless. And I've spoken to a few people who've done conversions like this. That is not necessarily an easy thing to achieve. So if there is some green stuff work going on there, then it's been done in such a way that I can't see it at all. So the actual kit bash is really well done, and the paint job is really nice as well. I have to admit, I kind of like the purple and gold, but still chaos. There's a lot of pink and black for Emperor's Children, which is fine. OG Chaos Emperor's Children paint job, never going to really complain about it, but it is nice to see just a bit of the old purple and gold on the go. I've also got a few Space Wolves, and these are really nicely done, primarily because I've never been a massive fan, if I'm honest, of the 40k Space Wolves colour scheme. For me, the description of them in Burning of Prospero, I much prefer a much darker grey on the armour, less in the way of bright yellow. The kind of sky blue look just never really did it for me for Space Wolves. It actually put me off the army for quite a long time, but having a darker grey, I think, suits the chapter a bit more. And there's some really nice painting on these guys, some nice little runes and sigils. There's also a quality Reaver. I'm always happy when I see hazard stripes well done. Speaking as someone who had, way back in the day, an Iron Warriors army where I tried hazard stripes, but I was 14 or 15 and also an idiot and just couldn't do it. Whenever I see well executed hazard stripes, a little part of me is just I wish I could do that. Really nicely done. Okay, so this is a really cool project. This is something that I actually recognise. I saw some of these on Twitter quite a while ago, and it's from @RallyFox on Twitter, Chris, and it's part of a 5-colour hobby challenge. So essentially, you have 5 colours, as the name suggests, to paint models with. I remember being really impressed with not just getting a solid, consistent yellow that isn't blotchy, it's nice and even all over, but the detail with the black flames on these models is really well done. It's really well done. It's nicely inventive. I did also think at the time when I first saw these on Twitter, oh dear God, how much of a sucker for punishment do you need to be? How bad do you have that when you actively go for the check pattern in black and white? I mean, it's like Lamenters but worse, because it's the checks and it's the black flame, all of which is pretty damn flawless, it has to be said. It's a really cool idea for a challenge. It's a really good idea. Kind of forces a bit of extra inventiveness. It forces you to kind of play with detail to make things look a bit more interesting. If you limit the palette you've got, you've done a really good job with it. And as you can see, they kind of the finished shot, the kind of full force. A little tricky to see. It's a little bit dark, but there's so much effort, there's so much work, and there's so much just flat out talent that's gone into making that. It's a really nice project, a really nice army. And there's just so much good brushwork in it. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh my God, how did you manage that? It's really cool. Next up, we've got some Demon Kitbashed Renegade Knights and Chaos Space Marines. These are from, I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce this, Ceres? One or the other. I'll find the video and I'll link to it was a battle report on Ego Queen Alexis, wasn't it? I will find that video and I'll link it in the description so people can see these in action. I absolutely love these. There's some, in the best way possible, some of this is just mental. And that's one of the things where I'm just like, I keep looking at these and going, that's mad. I really like how mad that is. The total use almost of a demon prince on the main knight it's so out there and creepy. The arms coming out of the shoulder pads on the knight is just, there's something really off about it, and I think that's why I like it so much. The use of the hands kind of coming out the lower part of his torso, it's just so weird. It's so weirdly off. I really like how weirdly off it is. The two armigers as well have got some just it's like there is just a full-on demon growing out of the knights. I don't know what it is about it that makes it seem so weird, but it's weird in the best way. It's like disturbing in a chaosy way, and I think it's a really good job. Really good job on these. It's something I wouldn't think of doing, to be honest. I just flat out wouldn't think of doing it. But it's very effective and it's very chaos, and it just is a bit off, which, to be honest, is a great way to build anything kind of chaos possessed or tainted. I'm not gonna lie, the placement on one of the Demon Prince backpacks, on the winged Demon Prince, slightly suspect, but you know what? I think I'm okay with it. There's a nice close up of one of the armigers with the. Is that a spawn with another head attached to it? I just sit there and I try and work out what all of the different parts are. It's very well done. I mean, it's weird as fuck, but it's really well done. Okay, so this is from Robert. This is a mega armored warboss whose name is Doomscar the Big Claw, and you can absolutely see why. I appreciate as well the boy for scale. I think boy for scale should be the standard used for all models from this point forward. This is a really cool conversion. It's a really cool conversion. I'm looking at it, and to be honest, I can make out a few parts that I think I know what they're from. But for the most part, it's very original, is the thing that I'm liking the most. It's kind of tricky to identify which bits are from what, if I'm honest, and I like the fact that I'm not sure. It's been put together really, really well. It's something different to the, what is it? It's the mega armoured Warboss, or whatever it's called. The one from Age of Sigmar. it's a great model. I own it. It's such a good model, and it's popular and easy to make a Mega Armoured Warboss out of. This is, as a result, looks way different to anything I've seen recently for Mega Armoured Warbosses. And there's something about the colour scheme, the parts used, it looks properly cobbled together in the best possible way, in the most orky way possible. And yet, because the colour scheme's not like massively bright or vivid, it's making it look really quite gritty. Kind of the mostly kind of muted brownish tones. There's a lot of metal going on. I think even looking at it, even the red is metallic, or at least has been kind of dry brushed over to allow kind of the bare metal underneath to shine through. It's a really nicely done model overall. It's just different. It's so different from a lot of the Warbosses that I've seen a lot of recently. I really like it. It's really solid work. And the claw, let's face it, is massive. And you don't want to get caught by that, do you? Jesus. And finally, we have a solid Emperor's Children force from John. I really like these. 30k force being adapted up for 40k now that 8th has dropped. Really clean Xiphon Interceptor. I believe that's the auto cannon. I can pronounce that word, honest. Variant of the Sikaran, which again, I'm liking the purple on the vehicles. It's really solid. It's really nicely done. Leviathan Dreadnought looks absolutely awesome. I mean, they always do. Leviathan Dreadnoughts look quality every single time. I kind of like the pose on that as well, and I like the little hints to the fall of the Emperor's Children there. The addition of the 40k part of the vehicle sprue over the top and a couple of horns kind of poking out one of the shoulder pads. It looks really good. The idea for the 40k kind of update of these is like, what if the Legion was reformed? And you know what? That's an excellent use of those, what they call it, they dirge casters that go on the Chaos vehicles. I can't remember the specific name for them, but I've always wondered what to do with that part because I've never known what to do with it. I've never fancied just having one on a vehicle. It's never looked right just having one. Using them as like sonic blasters on the aggressors is a really good call. And the addition of just little bits here and there to chaos them up. There's like little vials and things on a couple of them. Some nice plume work going on the top. Yeah, it's really solid force. I have to admit, I would not mind looking at the full army. I wouldn't mind seeing some close-up shots of some of the other stuff here, to be honest. There's a good mix of Forge World cacophony. There's some old school, just Games Workshop, Emperor's Children, Noise Marine upgrade pack stuff going on there as well. I really want to see that Contemptor up close because it looks like there's been some fun stuff done to that. Yeah, that is a nice, solid army. I'm just trying to work out what some of the cultists are from as well, because the cultists look a bit different too, some of them. Yeah, if you've got any more of any closer up pics of some of these, that would be quality. Oh, just the sheer number of Noise Marines in this is making me so happy. And I've just noticed that what are they called? I can't remember what the name is for the massive sonic weapons, but there is some heft going on with some of those. Jesus, that's quality. Is that a Tau gun that's been messed with? I feel like we need details on literally all the parts used for this. But that is a really nice, like, nicely painted, coherent army. There's a lovely theme going on. There's nice little changes and alterations to some of the models to bring them into, the chaos side of Emperor's Children. And I think that is that actually an original Whirlwind in the back there? Oh, great. Lovely force. Absolutely lovely. Okay, that is the second community spotlight. Thank you very much to everyone who sent their pictures and their models in. If you would like to see your stuff be shown off, then there is a link in the description to the email address, which is kiriothcommunity@gmail.com. If you send your pictures, your videos, all of that stuff to that link, we will get there eventually. It is my policy to have every single thing that people send in a video at some point. It will happen. I promise you it will happen. I know there are those of you who have sent stuff in and were disappointed that it wasn't in the last video, and it will probably be disappointed it's not in this one either. As it stands, I have 650 emails unread to go through to put in videos. We will get there. I promise you we will get there. We will start mixing it up so that, stuff that's been sent more recently is shown off, as well as stuff that was sent right when this started. We will start mixing it up, but it'll happen. Don't worry, your stuff will appear in one of these videos. But if you would like that to happen, then as I say, there's a link in the description for an email address for you to send this stuff to. If you let me know how you would like to be known as, if there is a Twitter account or a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or whatever that you want kind of placed alongside your stuff so people know where to find what you paint and what you do, then simply place it in the email. As always, thank you very much for watching,